Welcome to Module 7, While on Leave. You are on your maternity leave. You should be relaxing when you can, resting when you can, recovering, bonding with your newborn, and you and your family figuring out your new normal with the new addition. So the very last thing that you should be focused on and worried about is the work environment. In Module 7, we're going to discuss the importance of disconnecting from work. How do you navigate if you have any organizational commitment or anxiety? What do you do if you have a coworker or just your employer in general keeps violating the boundaries that you're trying to set while you are on your maternity leave? So let's go ahead and get started here. When it comes to disconnecting from the work environment, you should do this for a minimum of 4 weeks. And so in disconnecting from the work environment, as we talked about in earlier modules, you want to make sure that you have removed all of the access to work that you have on any personal devices that you have your hands on every day. So any tablets or any phones that you always are working on, remove everything from work, because if you have it on there, you're going to probably take a look. And we want you to disengage from the work environment so you can prioritize you and your family and everything that you need to do there. Removing email, making sure that any of those chat systems like a Microsoft Teams or a Slack or anything like that, that you have removed yourself from that. If you have a group text message, or you have a Facebook group for your team, remove yourself from that for just this period of time. It does not mean that you won't go back to it, but you want to remove your access so that you can completely disengage. When you're in this period of your leave and you're completely disengaged, I 100% know that once you have your baby, that people are going to reach out to you, provide congratulations, and that is okay. You can respond to those things, but you need to hold your boundary if anyone asks you anything that is work related, because remember, on this journey that we've had together in this course, we have created a robust maternity leave plan that ensures that all of your work duties are getting done while you are away. You have given the person who is going to take over your position access to responsibilities that they need to take. You have given them access to technology, to processes, procedures. You have connected them with who they need to do their job. And so they've got this. You just need to step back. If you have someone that reaches out to you for something emergent, and the only time that someone should reach out to you is if it is an emergent need while you are out on leave, you can respond to that. But in your response, you're still going to hold your boundary with them and remind them that you are on maternity leave. And so you're happy to assist them with this urgent matter, but you are stepping away and disengaging from the work environment. If you are on a family medical leave through FMLA, you shouldn't be working while you are on leave. So keep that in mind. Your employer shouldn't be contacting you while you're on leave. Some of those alternative leave benefits that we often take advantage of, like a short-term disability especially, does not allow you to be contacted while you're off on your leave. So you want to make sure that you don't mess up getting any of those type of benefits or any of the state benefits that require you can't be contacted while you're on leave. You don't want to mess that up by keeping engaged in the work environment. So it's going to be extremely important for you to disengage from the work environment to ensure you're keeping those benefits. There's often, times where someone will reach out to you because it is something that's not an urgent matter. And so you're going to need to hold your boundaries and, just let them know that you are out on maternity leave and you will be happy to respond when you're back in the workplace. One thing that often happens is that while employees are out on any type of leave, they always have an anxiety and feel like the person who's doing their job right now is going to take their job, or am I going to lose my job because I'm on leave? And so there comes a time where I understand that there is going to have to possibly be you engaging into the work environment very briefly for a reduction of your own organizational commitment and anxiety. And so I only recommend at the very, very maximum, do this one time while you're on your maternity leave. To reduce that anxiety in yourself, there is nothing wrong with doing a quick check-in with a client or a department that you work a lot with. If you are a CEO, a founder of a business, you have one of those key roles. I know this is going to be really hard for you to step back and disengage, but you are important too. The only thing that you need to do is just send a quick check-in and just say, hey, I'm out on maternity leave, but I just wanted to check in to see how things were going. Once they respond back to you, just remind them that you are on your maternity leave and you can't wait to get back to the office and work with them again when your leave is over. So that should help, alleviate some of that organizational anxiety that a lot of employees have when they're out on any type of leave. Remember, if you're on an FMLA leave, it is job protected leave. If your employer has a protected medical leave or, those options for us that had to do a personal leave, those policies will tell you if your leave is job protected or not. And so that's going to help alleviate some of that anxiety that you have about being on a leave, and is that going to impact your job? And oftentimes, even if your policy doesn't say that it is a job protected leave under something that's not an FMLA, then your employer has probably made a commitment that you are out on maternity leave and that your job is protected while you're out. Relax on that part. You will be okay in this journey. We have addressed that in the beginning when we started creating our leave plan and seeing what types of leave were accessible to us. What often can happen too is that once you do that, engaging into the work environment because you have the organizational anxiety, your employer now thinks that you're possibly working, or your client thinks that you're possibly working. And so you have to hold your boundaries on that. If people keep reaching out to you, you just have to tell them that you are out on your maternity leave. Refer them to the person who is taking over for you while you are out on leave, and tell them that you will be more than happy to assist them when you return back to the office. Now, if that doesn't work and your coworkers or whoever, they keep reaching out to you, this is when I suggest that you bring your human resources department into the conversation, because your human resources department is going to help you create that organizational boundary, reach out to coworkers and their managers and let them know that you are out on leave and that they shouldn't be contacting you while you are out on leave unless it is an emergent or urgent matter. Your HR department is there to help support you in that if you feel like you can't hold that organizational boundary or it's not being held. Now, when it comes to some of those things that are more client facing, definitely let your HR representative know that, and then they can work with your manager to try to get a message to your clients that you have that you're still out on your maternity leave, and still reminding them of who's doing the work while you're out, so that you can take a step back and that you can recover and rest and do everything that you need to do while you're out on your leave. Let's just do a real quick recap here. The first thing is, it's going to be critical that you completely disengage from the work environment for a minimum of 4 weeks. And I would suggest the whole maternity leave if you can swing it. Doing maybe a quick one-time check-in while you're out on your leave to help ease some of your organizational commitment, doing a quick check-in with your clients or maybe a department that you want to check in on. If you're a CEO or founder, maybe doing a quick check-in with the leaders of the departments within your organization. Seeking HR help if you need help in setting those boundaries that you might not be able to do on your own. That's a quick recap of everything that we discussed today. Remember, this is you, this is your journey. Have peace in knowing that you are good to go, mama, and that you got this.